long guy, booger, if you will. No, I'm not your dad. um, I'll explain that more. No, I look like your dad, but it's because I'm you from the future. And this has been a long time coming because I know what you've been through. I know what you're going to go through. And I know how you feel. So, first off, I want you to know that you are truly special, dude. Like, like no other. Like, I know that sometimes, a lot of times, you doubt yourself and you think that you're not loved and wanted. But you are. You really are. You are so loved. So that's the first thing I want to tell you. So, and it's not your fault. It's not your fault that you feel this way. It's really not. And it sucks. It sucks so bad. But I want to let you know that it's okay to cry. It's okay to have these feelings because they make you a better person. And it sucks to hear this and you don't understand why we go through things as a kid. And I'm going to address a lot of those right now and let you know that everything turns out okay. Even when it looks like it's like this is not okay. That there's nothing that can come good from this. We make it through. We we're a success. Even though your level of success is constantly growing and you have a high bar, you're happy. But now, let me go ahead and touch on the things that you're probably concerned about. It's not your fault that dad was not there. It's not your fault. It's all him. It's so. I know you go through times where you think that, especially at one time, yeah, when you were ready on the porch waiting for him, and all your friends was coming by, so can you come play? You had your suitcase ready. That really hurt. That sucked. And you got stood up by your dad. That sucked so bad. And I know it hurt. Because I still vividly can see the tears in my I'm down just now. But I feel it. It's not that he didn't want you. It's not that he didn't love you. He did. He had his own things going through. And you end up realizing that. Because you're a very forgiving and understanding kid. And you're very wise for your just as a person, you're very wise. But you got Papa. Papa's great. Milt was there. Milton. He's great. Some of the men in your life right now that really stood out. That was there for you. But that makes you stronger. Seriously, it makes you so strong. It teaches you how to be a father because you know what you didn't want, how you was not going to make your kids feel. Yeah, you have kids. Oh boy, do you have kids. Um, yeah, you have kids. And you love them. You love the hell out of them. But let's touch on some more stuff because this is important. Oh, so, yeah, the stuff you went through, it sucked. And kids can be mean. Kids can be real mean, like at your school. So your bad breath, dude, it was not your fault. We got to understand why you had that. It's called tonsil stones. They stink. So it's not your fault. I didn't know about that. You're a kid, and I don't think you're No one really knew about it then. They thought it was halitosis or something like that. But it was tonsil stones. And that comes from your adenoids and everything. The surgery you have in use too. Yep, that one surgery that you remember, the mask going over your face and you seeing the light and then the light going dark. Yeah, that surgery for the tubes in your ears. So yeah, it's tonsil stones. It's not your fault. Just brush your teeth. I mean, it sucks. I mean, it causes some trauma for you because you have to stand back. You always feel like you gotta stand back when you talk to people because you don't want to have bad breath in their face because it causes insecurity for you. But you'll be okay, and you'll make some good friends, and people will like you. Don't worry. People like being around you. They really do. Um, what else? Don't steal because at this point I think you already got your ass whooped from Papa for taking that $20 off their dresser in first grade. Don't do that. Don't do that. Damn, that hurt. Was it first grade or second grade? I can't remember, but that was bad. That was bad. That was badass one. You learned your lesson. Um, Even though you didn't think it was a big deal, it was a big deal. So, but it was all love and taught you. Another thing, it just gotta talk about this one, and we've dealt with it, but we gotta talk about it. Actually, I'll come back to this one. I'll come back to the dad thing because I think that has a bigger impact on you than you really realize it. And we end up forgiving him, because like I said, you're a very kind, loving kid, and even if him not being in your life that much through our I should say our lives that much through until we was like 18, 17, 18, and that's when he pretty much got his shit together. But at that point, it was kind of too late. You really felt like there was nothing that he can teach you, and that was fine. You were entitled to those feelings. He was understanding about that. So, oh, and the one time that your mom called you stupid, it sucked. Yeah, she, as a parent, you understand. You will never do that. Don't worry. Yes, I know you said I'll never do that. Yes, you will never do that. But it gets frustrating as a parent and it's hard sometimes. And she doesn't remember doing it. So, but it's gonna stick with you. But you still love her. She loves you. That's your mom. She's always there for you. Grandma, Papa, we love them to the world. I'm 43 right now, so and they're still alive and kicking. Papa's about to be 81. Tomorrow, actually. No, yeah, tomorrow I think. They've been married for 61 years because today's September, September 24th. So they just hit 61 years. Yeah, Papa and Grandma staying strong. Um, it's just, yeah. But your dad, he tried. I'm not making excuses for him. I'm not, because we still deal with it. And in a way, this is me healing from it too. And I know he loves you and he is proud of you. But at the same time, don't be afraid to let those feelings go. Let it be known how you feel and voice it, because it will eat you up. Like I said, it made you a better person because you learned what you didn't want to do for your kids, or what you didn't want your kids to go through. So it made you a better father, a better parent, a better man. And That's pretty much it. I mean, and you have to sit down with him eventually. You fly down there and I'll see him when he lives in California still, and you guys sit down and talk. He gives you his side. It's not making excuses. It's just you hear him out, and you think you're healed from that, but it takes a few more years, and here we are. But yeah, yeah. I'm just thinking about all the times. Like, yeah, I mean, it sucked, but so now we'll talk about the thing that really, I would say, confused you. And this one is completely not your fault because when it started, nothing's your fault. But when it started, you were a kid. When it happened, you was a kid and you didn't know what you were doing. You just wanted to fit in. Don't worry, what I'm talking about, it wasn't a family member. It was somebody you thought was your friend. And you was doing it because you wanted to fit in. You thought you wanted to fit in and be with the crowd. You shouldn't be hanging around with young, older kids. Plain and simple. But shit happens. Oops, sorry, dude. Stuff happens. And they've been on for a few years. And it confused you because you felt accepted. So you felt that it was the right thing to do. And that's how it was supposed to be. But eventually, it stopped. And yeah, it left you with some confusing thoughts in your head. And you didn't understand what it was going on and if that was who you were. And he shouldn't have touched you like that. He shouldn't have did that to you. He shouldn't even. Yeah, I mean, granted, like it's not even a granted. It's like people say kids are being kids and things happen. Things do happen, but usually when you're older. As a kid, you're not. You don't have that mentality to make those kind of decisions. So yeah, so messed you up, confused you, made some things be unsure, and got you in a little trouble when you get older. But it is what it is, and you, because you're the person you are, you actually you owned the trouble that you got into. You never lied and backed down to you. As a kid, you did lie, but you never backed down. Like you always took accountability. Remember the time that you was outside in the backyard at the apartments, and Sarah lived downstairs, and you was playing. You was throwing the ball against the wall, and you threw the ball, and the freaking ball hit the window. It had some braille windows, a real frail windows. And instead of lying or trying to get out of it, you owned it. And you were doing some side work. You was working with Papa at the janitorial service because Papa he has a job. I mean, he has a business, and you made some money from helping him out during the summer. And when you broke that window with that ball, you went upstairs and got your money. The bear bank that you made in wood shop. I think you at this point you were 13, something like that. And you went there and say, hey, I broke a window. You pulled Papa and Sarah to the side. I broke the window. Here's money for it. He was like, here's the money for it. And you took responsibility. And that was a very proud moment. Everybody was very proud of you that they were like, wow. And you didn't have to pay anything. Because you owned it. And because you owned it. And you understood what happened. Oh man. I know this is kind of long and we're going on with it, but to touch back on that wasn't your fault. That happened when you was like 6 and 7, and it sucked. But I will say this: karma is crazy, and they got justice was served. To say that one. So yeah, yeah, you healed from it. You know, it was yeah, it sucks, but yeah, you heal from it. You heal from it. That's the important thing from it. Now, what I want to touch on next, it's just life stuff. I mean, you go through junior high, you end up working at the restaurant, Carmen Families, yeah, the barbecue joint. Your godmother Michelle, you got a job there. I think you was 13, and it was cool. I think it was 12, 13. Yeah, 12, 13, and you made some good money. But you always been a hustler. You had to going around the neighborhood with the lawnmower, cutting lawns. You always was look. Remember the oh, remember the lemonade stand? I remember that one. I almost forgot about that one. On the porch at Grandma and Papa's house, and people like was buying like I think it's like $2 like that or not even that. I think it's cheaper than that, like 50 cents or $1 something like that. I'm not sure, or maybe 25 cents. Who knows? Back then things were way cheaper. But yeah, I remember when Grandma came home from work and he's like, "Oh, lemonade," and then you she charged her $5 for it, and you kept the change. That was fun, good times. But I just want to really iterate that you're really loved, dude. Like your family loved you, and the older you got, when you became an adult, well, when we become an adult, and it takes a long time to feel that way. Don't get me wrong. We really didn't feel like an adult until we was like 35. But when we became an adult, people looked up to you. People looked to you for leadership and guidance, and you didn't understand why. Like, and honestly, just until recently, you still don't understand. We still didn't understand why, but we know that we were doing what needed to be done, what needed to happen, because eventually we knew that people depended on us, and people needed us to step up and be the man that we always wanted to be or needed to be. And sometimes that's a big burden, and it can be a big burden and scary too, but you do it, and you do it all right, because you don't look at it as a big old burden. You take it on as one thing at a time, because it needs to get done and it needs to happen. And you may not feel that you're a natural born leader, but you are. You may not feel like you're a protector, but you are a true protector, and you love hard. And your loyalty, man, it is unmatched. It's a flaw sometimes how hard and strong your loyalty goes. So that's a good thing. And you're so selfless. Not selfish, selfless. I know these might be big words for you because you're young, but still, you can always look back on this and like rewatch it. But I just really wanted to touch bases with you and tell you it's gonna be all right. You're gonna get some trouble. It's gonna be scary, but that's gonna lead to strengthening your faith. Because yeah, he was baptized at 12. Yeah, 12. But we end up going our own walk with God, and we read the Bible. But like I said, we end up having our own conversation and walk with God, and that was good for us, really good for us. It helped us grow, like mentally grow more and understand things. And but like I said, getting in a little trouble got you. It it strengthened your faith, because I'm gonna touch on one point. there was a time that you were really low, like rock bottom, and you didn't know what else to do. And you were going to end it. Can't believe I'm talking about this. I'm telling you about this, but you were going to end it. You were going to unalive. For those who, depending on the time that you're seeing this, you're not now. You're good. But what happened before that moment was, I gotta say, a divine intervention, because you were literally stopped seconds, moments before you were about to attempt to do it. And they said, hey man, I don't know you, and I don't know what you're going through, but God told me to come over here. And he put his arm on my shoulder, like this, on our shoulder, and said, everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be all right. And that's when you had chills just go through your body, and a sense of relief. And it scared the hell out of you. But that's when you knew there was a God. There was a higher power. And the universe was not done with you. And you had a purpose. And you do figure out your purpose. And it's a good purpose. And we love that purpose. We still, to this day, we learned that purpose, I think, when it was 24, 25, around that. It's a really good purpose. Maybe 27, I'm not sure. But in our 20s. And we've been living that purpose all of our life. And it constantly grows. That's what's nice about it. So, I just really want to touch on this and tell you that it's going to be okay. I'll give you a little more insight. We have a family. You have kids. You have 6 kids at this point. Technically 7, but you know, Jules does her own thing. But you're a dad to a lot of people. Not a father. You're a dad to a lot of people. Like you're that man that's there. You have a blended family, so you currently at this point you got 6 kids, 7 grandkids, and 2 great grandkids. Leilani and it's 1, I think. Yeah, 1. Yeah, 1. So yeah, is that crazy? Um, I'm gonna get too much into it, but you love all your kids. You love them to death, and you are an amazing father. You support the hell out of them. You have become what you wanted. Just realize that. You just realize that you have become what you wanted. Wow. I am so proud of you. We're not even done, dude. You have an amazing house, amazing family. You are loved. Oh, man. You are the father that you have always wanted. Oh, you are the father that you always wanted to be. And you're constantly growing. You play with your kids. You love them. You are a true beacon of light. And the world is lucky. And it's great. Oh, they're so lucky to have you. You are one of a kind. You super unique. Don't you ever forget that. Don't you ever forget that. Oh man. Mom is still alive. It's not about that. It's like I know talking about grandpa and Papa and grandma. All, Grandma Charlene, she passed, and who else? Cousins still around. You know, the family's still around. Portia, you got a sister. Your dad had another sister, Nat. Had a daughter. Sorry, she had a daughter, Nat. Um, you gotta see him, and it's not not super close, and that's fine because of the distance. But you guys are loved. You guys are cool. You end up going to Disneyland multiple times because your daughter, well, one of your daughters, and your grandkids. So you learn that you're magic, and when you put your mind to something and you manifest something and you want it real bad, and the universe knows that you need it and you're serious, it happens. It happens, dude. So remember that the doubt that you have, that you be having, it's not your fault because you didn't know that you were loved. You didn't know what that support really meant, and you were supported by your mom and like everybody like that, like your grandparents. You had that support, but it was hard because it hurt from inside. And the that person that you wanted that acceptance from, you just thought that you wasn't getting it, but now you're giving it. You show so many people so much support, so much love. You're constantly there. Gosh, I'm so proud of you. But you also take care of yourself. You're learning that now. It took some time. It really took some time. But you're learning that once you take care of yourself, you're able to take care of other people. So that's why I got the camera like looking like this, because I look up to you. I look up to who you were and who you become, who we become. So yeah, we go through some stuff, dude, but it's gonna be okay. Anything else that's like super significant that uh, we go through a marriage. Don't worry, it's not it. Oh, the first one, first love that you had is everything happens for a reason. That will become your motto. Everything happens for a reason. You may not know what that reason is, and you may not understand why it's happening. You may not want it to happen, but in the long run, the grand picture of everything, the big picture of everything, it makes sense. It's the path you have to go down to become who you are today. To be able to be that beneficial benefit and that be able to give back to the world, to give back to other people, to help those. And it's not always like monetary stuff like that. It's like just being you. That's what it is. So it helps with your character. It helps you grow. Um, you go through some stuff. You do experience some racism. It sucks. We cry because we don't understand why. It had to do with like dating, but we don't understand why. And we get older, and we're okay. And that's it's not your fault. It's people and their own ways. And you start questioning yourself like why things always happen to a certain type of people. Um, but as we get older, we start seeing people like us representation that shows that yes, you deserve good things. Good things happen to you too. Because for a while, you was down as a kid. We were like, why is like it's not going to happen? It's not going to happen to me because I just everything good happens to them. And that's not the case. You got a good life, and you're still going, and you're creating that life for other people. All stuffed up because I'm crying and stuff. Look at me. But yeah, video games. You love video games and you love Star Wars. Uh, yep. Yeah, you talk about freaking. You do things that you don't even imagine that you're doing anymore. Like you went to Star Wars Celebration. Um, you're doing all kinds of stuff. You got a lightsaber. Not as close as the real we have right now, but it's better than those like the telescopic ones. But it's yeah, it's nice. It's actually the other room. I don't know if I get it right now, but yeah, I'll get it because of you. This is one, but you gotta charge it, so it's not gonna work. Yeah, this is one of the lightsabers. Pretty cool, huh? Right? As a kid, it's pretty cool. So, but yeah, I gotta charge it. So, but anyway, so there's good things that happen in life. You get some cool friends in high school that are solid and that you still talk to, that you love like family because they're your family now, a part of your family. So, we get some dogs. You know, we go through squirt, sport. Um, Mom had a Sheba and all like that. We got a new puppy in there right now. He's actually crying, but his name is Ezra. Um, but yeah, I mean, I can go on about your kids and everything, but you don't need to know that much. I mean, it's good enough. You just know that you love them all. Um, and yeah, yeah. So if anything else I remember, I will hit you back up, dude. But for the most part, I think that's everything. And I love you, proud of you, and you're gonna change the world. You already started to. So keep your head up, kid.